This is it, Port Hedland. You've waited, you've wanted, tonight you've got it. 40 laps for total safety and tools. The street stock title is underway. Hayden Norman got the upper hand as they roll out of turn number 2 for the first time, as Lenny Bates as well works to the outside of Paul Briggs. We all safely got through turn number 1, but I can't suggest that we're going to go through turn number 3 okay, as Damon Lyle has already run back very widely, and Wade Thompson with the first little withdrawal. He looks like he has a flat left rear tyre, and the CME Boycott Making Services Ford Falcon is limping around. Lap number 1 though went the way of Hayden Norman, but Lenny Bates is giving the challenge already quickly to James Campton, as Paul Briggs and Ben Norman find it out for 4th place. They've been joined very quickly by Jack Barnwell as he goes around the outside of the 66 for 5th place. Campton's just trying to keep in touch with Hayden Norman as he's closed the gap to now 7/10 of a second. The top 3 have jumped away from Paul Briggs, as there's one driver we definitely know isn't being afraid of the loud pedal. That has been Jack Barnwell, as the first retiree will be Wayne Thompson. He has a flat left front tyre, and the driver with a 2-time former state champion is, we got one driver around. That has been Paul Briggs, and they'll bring on the yellows. Pole for the last 3 successive state titles. Could the 4th time finally be the one? He makes his. Jace Kempton and Lenny Bates continue to give chase, so too as well as Jack Barnwell, as he's pressuring Ben Norman for the 4th spot. Jack Yates already on the move, so too as well is Damon Lyle, as Lyle right to the outside of both Jack Yates and Stevie O'Dowd. West Australian champions on a charge, as he's now right behind Kane Della. Della runs in 8th place. Damon Lyle picked up 3 positions on that restart. Great start for car number 1, but your top 2 have cleared away. It's Hayden Norman to the outside as Jace Campton trying the inside of the racetrack, as Damon Lyle makes a humdinger of a mistake on the entrance of turn number 3. And those 2 positions he just picked up on Jack Yates and Stevie O'Dowd, well, they've given those ones back. So now back down to 11th place. So it's a bit like a yo-yo at the moment, is Damon Lyle. So too as well has been Jace Kempton and Hayden Norman, because right now Norman has been able to open up a massive gap. Oh, Jace Kempton is now 1.3 seconds as they've been joined by another one of their good friends in Brother Ben. The 2 Normans yet again. Could they be a 1-2 finish? Oh, that would bring the house down if that could happen, as Norman's been able to run away from Jack Barnwell, Lenny Bates and Jay Coates. Lenny Bates has made an error earlier on in this one, as he's fallen way back. He's now fighting with Barnwell for 5th place, as Jay Coates were behind them. So too as well Cody Evans and Kane Della. So 5 of them all fighting for 4th place, while Hayden Norman is on his merry way for Championship Sunday with a convincing lead. He looks the strongest out of them all, actually, being the most smoothest and consistent, very straight on entries. Well, everyone is already banging the balls down. Damon Lyle now under attack from Donnie Davis, as Davis is in 12th place, and Jay Coates, and as well, in fact, no, that's not Jay Coates, that's Robert Dunbar and Shay Roberts all go for an almighty battle for 12th, 13th and 14th. Your leader convincingly leads by nearly 2 seconds, as we've lost another driver. This time it's Zane Humphreys. He'll be credited with 21st position. He joins Wayne Thompson in the infield after 8 laps, but we've completed 10 this time round, and your order looks like this after 10 of 40 laps in your main event. Hayden Norman leads from Jace Kempton and Ben Norman. 4th place is Jack Barnwell, then it's Shane Coates, Lenny Bates 6, Jake Yates is 7th, Cody Evans 8, Kane Della, Stevie O'Dowd. Damon Lyle's back to 11th place, and it's Shay Roberts, Donnie Davis, Ethan Geneva up 2 spots, he's to 14th. Matt Hovenier 15th, then it's Robert Dunbar, Jake Williams, Dylan Curley, and Paul Briggs with Jamie Goodwin with the last car on the lead lap. He runs in 20th of 20 cars on track. Paul Briggs has only been able to pick up one position as Ben Norman has slipped by Jace Kempton for second place. Great move for brother Ben as we've now got a Norman 1-2. Kempton wants to ruin the party as Lenny Bates has gone around and the yellows will come on. Bates, it looked like he went around all on his lonesome as we kept our eyes on our lead trio. We just caught it at the back of the eye. Lenny Bates going around and we've completed 11. Straight and has been smart on our opening 11 laps. Will it last for the next 29? The greens are back on. And he, Kempton, and Ben Norman try and break away from Jack Barnwell around lap number 30. It's when we really have to start to question who's been smart saving and who's left it all to die for in that opening third of this event. Currently, after a quarter of this event, it's safe to say that two drivers have had the upper hand in the opening couple of laps from a restart, and Jace Kempton, who now to the inside of Hayden Norman, is ready to push the point. Kempton, so many times he's been right at the pointy angle. He hasn't been able to finish it off right now. He tried to challenge Hayden Norman, but now Norman knows the pace he was going with was just a little bit too slow. It's time to rev it up a notch, but a mistake into turn number 3 could cost him. Drag race to the line. It's Norman by half a car length. Ben Norman sees all this going on and thinks it's time for a run on the outside. But Jack Barnwell is here to stay. So too is Jay Coath. So too is Jack Yates. Yates is right behind Jay Coath and Jack Barnwell as they're side by side. Kempton's on the inside of Hayden Norman yet again. This time it's a car length separating the two, but only half a car length separating the 55 and the 66. Epic battle up in front between the top three. Running wide that time round was Jay Coath as Barnwell now solidifies himself in P4. Norman wants P2. That's Ben Norman as he pushes Jace Kempton to the ragged edge. Norman, looking to be a multiple state champion, is doing everything right as we've gone yellow. Kane Dalla has gone around on the exit of turn number 4, and that's where we'll have ourselves our next restart. Stocks, the lucky last in an absolute hectic season, has been a nail biter so far. Back to green we go. Definitely safe to say the top three are trying to be the pick of the bunch and run away as Jace Kempton is back onto the inside of Hayden Norman, but Norman leads that time round by 2 car lengths. Davis has got the better of Shea Roberts for 9th place as the 52 machine holds on to the last spot inside the top 10 as Donnie Davis now works his way past another position as he's got past Stevie O'Dowd. Davis up 10 positions now and fighting for Cody Havers for 7th place. Those duo still a long way off this challenging quartet for 3rd place of Ben Norman, Jack Barnwell, Jay Coath and Jack Yates, as yet again the lonesome 2 become Hayden Norman. And I'd like to say Jace Kempton as Ben Norman just grazed a concrete wall. Jace Kempton, and as he being closed in by Ben Norman and co. As the 55 is going to get the hurry up, we have our 3rd retiree. That has been Matthew Ivanhoe in car number 11. So Ivanhoe credited with 19th position, while Hayden Norman, Jace Kempton and Ben Norman still are your top 3 with 19 laps complete. We lost another one. This time it's Lenny Bates in the 74 who's pulled it to the infield. So now 4 cars on the infield. We didn't think they'll start dropping off this early, but 2 in the space of a lap could be a worrying sign as we've hit the halfway mark. 20 down and 20 to go. And it is still Hayden Norman and Chase Camden. In fact, Camden has reeled back in car number 6 of Hayden Norman, who's led every lap from the get-go. This will be lap number 21 to the way of car number 6 as Chase Camden, I dare that say, has lost the exhaust on the 55 as it ran past us, but the yellows have come on, and going around has been Robert Dunbar. Told you this one would be a marathon. It's already over 17 minutes to get to this point. Norman and Kempton broke away very quickly from the younger brother, Ben Norman, as most drivers have put their quickest lap in earlier on, except for Jack Bardwell, Cody Avens and Donnie Davis. They've been quick on lap number 18. Watch out for those middle drivers in 7th, 8th and 9th. They could be something to watch for, and so too as well is Damon Lyle. Chase Kempton's car is definitely getting louder and louder as this race continues to roll on, as we've got one into the concrete wall very hard further back of the field. I dare say that was Jamie Goodwin, as we've got 6 of them battling further back in the field. Listen to the Massey Ferguson that runs in 2nd place. Chase Kempton holds on to 2nd place as Jack Barnwell back to attack. Ben Norman, as the 2020 West Australian champion, gets to the inside of Ben Norman, takes over 3rd place. Barnwell, though, isn't going to be let down very easily as Morse code is being imprinted onto his back bumper by Ben Norman. Jay Cother, Jack Yates continue that 4-car freight train that are fighting for the last spot on the podium. While that's all happened, Hayden Norman from this restart has cleared away to a 4.5 second advantage over Chase Kempton. 23 laps complete, 70 to go, and your West Australian champions out. Rotten luck for Damon Lyle, also as well Robert Dunbar, but we will have a new driver donning the 1. And right now as we run, Hayden Norman looks to take it back for the RDA of WA. The gap continues to widen with 15 laps remaining. It's 1.8. Barnwell half a second behind Chase Camden as Ben Norman is falling by the wayside. That time around he's lost 2 positions as Jack Oath and Jake Yates go to the inside of the 66 machine. Norman's trying to fight back onto the outside of Yates for 5th spot as they're side by side yet again. Yates has to fall back at the inside as Donnie Davis has an excursion on the infield. He continues to run in position number 8. 14 to go in your state final as another one pulls to the inside. This time it's Jake Williams in car number 24. He'll be credited with 16th finishing position as we got 15 cars still on track. No major incidents so far in this one, but we did say in these final 10 laps, this is when it's going to get really interesting on where everyone lines up. Norman, Kempton, Barnwell. There your top 3 is Kempton. He makes a mistake, lets Jack Barnwell to the inside of him. Drag race to the line for 2nd place. Kempton held on to it. And Jake Oath, last year's 4th place finisher in the state final, is back into 4th place, but he's attacking to the outside. Host for the challenge for the last spot of the podium. Has to fall back into position number 4. This is all happening while car number 6 has just absolutely let go. But we've got an absolute humdinger as Barnwell's into the wall hard. Kempton was out of shape, exiting turn number 4. Barnwell was already committed to the outside and sliding through for position number 2 has now been Jay Coates. Derby. We can hear you scream over the loudness of the cars with 10 to go. As Jake Coates in second place, and his gap is 3.7 seconds on Hayden Norman. It was actually quicker that time around than what Norman was, as we have our next retiree. This time it's Ethan Genev. His bad luck in state finals continues on. Genev out. Kempton holding on for grim death as Cody Avens and Donnie Davis go to the inside of Jack Yates. Yates made a mistake going into turn number 4, and that's allowed both the 11 and the 3 to get by. Count them down as we go through. 8 laps to go for Hayden Norman. Chase Kempton folding on for grim death, but the eye test says yes. The gap is closing. 2.8 seconds left between Hoth and Norman, and it can close even more. There was an incident on turn number 4 that cleared away, and from 2.8, as Jack Yates comes to a slow, it will be all for naught. Yellows have come on. A very long green flag run. Is this enough for Hayden Norman? Green. Is it time we send a state title to Derby? Jane Coe thinks so. Last season, 4th place. Tonight, it goes to the inside. Hoth challenging for the lead on Hayden Norman. It's a drag race. Norman leads with 7 to go. Has Hayden Norman just been playing with him as Chase Kempton is right there as well. Those 3 have broken away from Jack Barnwell and Ben Norman. They're going to fight it out for 3rd place as Jake Kempton slides up in turn number 3. He loses Wholesale Grain in your top 2. The race of 3. Oh, one's gone around. Chase Kempton and Jack Barnwell have come together, and the yellows have come on. Oi, and further back through the field as well, Dylan Curley and Shay Roberts getting close for comfort. Stand by for the call. Jack Barnwell's been relegated to the rear of the field. 7 laps remain. What a finish we've got coming. Back to green. Hoth and Norman have cleared Kempton. Ben Norman and Donnie Davis has just run the outside. Donnie Davis up to 4th place. Would you believe it? It could be 3rd place as Kempton is struggling. He's holding on for grim death. From position number 18, Donnie Davis will slip back to 5th place. A mistake out of turn number 1. Ben Norman fights back on the inside. They switch lanes again. Donnie Davis back to P number 4. Great race for the minor placings. Jake Coates right there yet again. 5 laps remain. I count them down with one hand. 5 laps remaining in your state final, and there's 2 drivers going at it. Hayden Norman and Jake Hoth. Chase Kempton is coming back in as well. Hoth to the inside, Norman to the outside. Drag race back to the race scene. It's still Norman's with 4 to go. Chase Kempton is slowly starting to reel him in. But Chase Kempton isn't going to die wondering in this one. He's got the inside on Norman yet again. Norman has the ideal line. Jake Hoth just there. He sees the opening. He wants the opening. Can he get it? 3 to go in the state final. It's Derby versus Perth. North versus South. And at the moment, it's Perth taking it away. He's got clear now as Norman over Jake Hoth. Chase Kempton's also there. So too is Ben Norman and Donnie Davis. It's going to be an absolute lung buster. For 4th place, so too for the win. 2 to go. We've done it yet again. Straight stocks with an absolute blinder. Hoth is right on the back bumper. Norman's trying to block. The white flag is out. Hoth is trying to push the point. Hoth to the inside. To the line they go. White flag is out. Jake Hoth leads. Jake Hoth has hit the front. Hayden Norman back to 2nd place. Jake Hoth, this could be an absolute bar burner. The yellow's out. The yellow lights are out. And Donnie Davis is into the concrete wall. Oh, wow. Holy dolly. There's a bit on in Port Hedland. But Jingo my aunt. All the Cotterisms you can imagine. They're all in. Oh. I've given myself a headache. 2 to go. Norman back in front. You betcha we've got ourselves a green-white checkered finish for the state title. Lights are out. Donnie Davis, tip of the cap. What a run for the B-main. 2 to go. The green one, the white one, the checkered one. Under the control tower they come. And Norman now. He's under attack. Jake Hoth back to the inside. They'll go side by side down the back straight. Hoth decides other one. Has his moment come? Was that restart not what he wanted? Hayden Norman's been here before. Jake Hoth wants to be there. Oh, there's a contact between the two. To the line they go. Nothing in it. There's contact yet again. Jake Hoth has got the inside line on Hayden Norman. Jace Camden is back there. Jake Hoth has cleared away. To the inside goes Jace Camden. Could that be the winning move for Jake Hoth? Both Camden and Norman are racing for the line. But Derby, you've got an absolute blinder. Jake Hoth is a winner. Hayden Norman will come home in 2nd. Jace Camden had sadly made that mistake. Wow. Port Hedland, you've just witnessed an absolute blinder. How about it as he grabs the flag? Give it up, Derby, your winner, Jake Hoth. What a night. What a weekend. What an event. Port Hedland, you've done it. What a show. And as he deserves so. No love at the end.